All right. No. Hi, I'm Congresswoman Terry Sewell, and I proudly represent Alabama's 7th Congressional District. And it's a great day to be in my hometown of Selma, Alabama, and to be here with Dr. Angion and to present Selma University with even more federal funds. This is a great day for Selma University and a great day for Selma. I am so pleased to be joined with all of you in my beautiful hometown of Selma as I make my way around our district to highlight the $9.7 million that the National Park Service in 2023 provided for HBCUs, historic preservation on the campuses of HBCUs. And I am just so excited that as a part of that $9.7 million, that we're going to present a check today to Selma University in the amount of $750,000. We also note that deserves a round of applause. Now, here in the 7th Congressional District, we're proud to be home of some of our nation's premier HBCUs, from Miles College to Lawson State, from Alabama State to, of course, Selma University.
Yes.
Alabama's HBCUs have played a vital role in shaping the history of our nation and in educating the next generation of Black leaders and scholars. As Vice Chair of the Congressional HBCU Caucus in Congress, I am proud to lead the effort in Congress to secure resources specifically for HBCUs to preserve the historic civil rights sites on those campuses. What we fund in the national budget is always a direct reflection on what we value as a society. By investing in the historic preservation of HBCU campuses, we are sending a message that our HBCUs are worth fighting for. Our HBCUs are the home to the legacy of our foremothers and our forefathers who sacrificed everything to ensure that this nation lives up to its highest ideals of equality and justice for all. Let me say that sentence again. This year, I am proud to announce that I've helped secure $750,000 from the National Park Service to preserve Pollard Hall at the campus of Selma University. I have often said that we in Alabama's 7th Congressional District are custodians of America's history, and that is especially true when we think about the rich history of historically Black colleges and the fact that our state has 15 HBCUs and has the largest amount of HBCUs in this nation. The city of Selma was one of the battlegrounds of the civil rights and voting rights movement, and we know that progress made here was a direct result of the bravery and sacrifices of Selma University students, faculty, and alumni. I often say that as beneficiaries of this rich legacy, it is our responsibility to tell our own stories. If we don't tell our stories, others will, and they may not get it right. So I think it's important that we preserve these amazing institutions and amazing facilities such as Pollard Hall, and I'm excited about being able to provide and secure those resources. And so now the president of Selma University, Dr. Angion, will come and say a few words before we present the check. He wants to stand to this side of him. He's taller than me.
Yes. Good. Thank you very, very much, Congresswoman Sewell. I am extremely delighted to be the recipient of the National Park Service Award for $750,000, which Congresswoman Sewell helped to procure for us. I am very, very delighted that she would not only work so tirelessly to help secure these funds, but would take time to come and share with our faculty and staff members and the community, letting us know that she's continuing to fight with us. This is the second award within the last 2 years that Congresswoman Sewell has helped to get and make sure that Selma University becomes the beneficiary of it. And so we're very, very delighted. This does not speak of the entirety of the work that Congresswoman Sewell does for Selma University in this area. The university has received other awards financially, and for each of those, Congresswoman Sewell has played a part by speaking for us and writing letters of support, and so we are very, very thankful to you. Pollard Hall was built back in 1916, and it served to be the home for presidents, dormitory space, and it has been a prominent part of Selma University for over 100 years. And I am so thankful that we will be able to preserve the legacy of this building. Our plans are to use this building to tell our story, as Congresswoman Sewell said so eloquently. The first floor of this building will be a museum that will house the history of Selma University. The second floor will be dedicated as a cultural and communal living space that will house a telecommunication and video communication space, so that we will be able to reach out and help students and help people of this community to better themselves. So to preserve this history is to preserve the city of Selma for many years to come. Thank you so kindly.
We're going to open it up for questions, and I just want to say in conclusion that what a better way to celebrate Black History Month than to support HBCUs, especially those in your hometown. So I am thrilled today to be here on the campus of Selma University and to be able to provide not the first check, but the second historic preservation check that Selma University has received over the last 2 years. It is a indication of how important HBCUs are, but the legacy of Selma University and what the Selma University students, faculty, staff did in the civil rights movement and the voting rights movement needs to be preserved for future generations. And so, you know, it's with that in mind that the National Park Service has a pot of money last year, $9.7 million, that went to the preservation of civil rights sites on the campuses of HBCUs. And for Selma University to receive yet another check is really great news. So last year we were here for a $500,000 presentation. This year we're here for a $750,000 presentation. What it means is that we are using taxpayer money to make sure that we are preserving not just Black history, but America's history. And that's what's so important. So with that, are there any questions? And if not, we'll take a photo. Any questions? Yes.
You already kind of hit on it, but this is a part of the $1.5 million that's being announced today for civil rights sites. For you personally, just with Selma being your hometown, what is it like to give back to your community in that way?
Well, as a daughter of Selma, I am honored to represent Selma and the Black Belt in Congress every day. And it is truly the highest honor of my life. And I know that that comes with a huge responsibility when you're from Selma. And I don't take that responsibility lightly. I think it's important that we not only preserve HBCUs, but we preserve the history of Selma. Selma is a living, breathing example of what's possible when ordinary Americans decide to achieve extraordinary social change, and as John Lewis would say, in a non-violent manner. And in doing so, really change the face, literally, of America, especially its electoral politics. And I think that it's important that we preserve that history for future generations. So, you know, today I will also be presenting a check to Tabernacle Baptist Church as well. And, you know, For the past 6 years, we have fought on the House floor to increase the amount of funding for the National Park Service for historic preservation of civil rights sites, knowing that I represent America's civil rights district. And in so doing, we will disproportionately benefit from that. But my heart is soaring because I know that Selma is so deserving, and Selma University is so deserving. And it's just, when we think about how it was teetering on the brink of closure, and now we're bringing it back to life, I can only say to the president and to the faculty and students here, job well done, and do know that your efforts are not in vain, and that there are lots of us who are here to support the efforts of Selma University and acknowledge its rich history, not only here in Selma, but in civil rights, the civil rights movement writ large.
And to that point, not just here in Selma, but also in Birmingham, because one of the leaders of that movement went to school right here.
Yes.
So
Fred Shuttlesworth?
Yes, Fred.
And so, Selma University has a tremendous history of civil rights and civil liberties and voting rights, and I think it's befitting that not only is it the home of the great work that was done here in Selma, but the fact that it educated Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, and Reverend Shuttlesworth was the leader in Birmingham of the Children's Crusade and all the efforts to bring SCLC and SNCC and other major organizations to Birmingham. And, I often say that I come from great stock. It's the people of Alabama's 7th Congressional District and the people of my hometown that brought us the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. What we need are better opportunities and more resources to take advantage of those opportunities. It is my honor every day to try to present the federal funding that will allow us to prosper and grow. And so today is historic preservation, but we will also be talking about recovery efforts from the January 12th storm, and I look forward to joining Delta Regional Authority for a big announcement that they're going to make about some of the money that they're presenting for Selma's recovery. So I truly believe that we want to make sure that Selma's brightest days are ahead of it, and surely by helping to undergird and to make a stronger Selma University, we're doing just that.